welcome back to Take Five Sports. It has been a while since we have talked the NBA. Alright, I don't want to hear no more about the in-season champs, alright? We are getting to the trade deadline, alright? And this is when it gets actually serious. And one of the biggest moves, you know your boys are somewhat Raptors fans over here. Well, you're a Lakers fan, but you know, by default, I am a Raptors fan.
I'm saying Raptors fans, you know, bro. We live in the six. What you know, bro?
By default, but we got to talk about it. PASCAL SIAKAM officially traded off the Toronto Raptors to Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
PASCAL SIAKAM officially traded from the Toronto Raptors to the Indiana Pacers for a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna let you describe it because I can't even make sense of the trade.
The Raptors got Bruce Brown, like Kira Lewis. I don't want to butcher the man's last name, Jordan Narora, I think it is, but apologize if I did butcher that. 2 2024 first round picks, which is pretty solid. A conditional 2026 first round pick, and then the Pacers got a future second round pick from the Pelicans, and they got obviously PASCAL SIAKAM. And to kind of complete this deal with the salary and everything, the Raptors had to waive Christian Goloko. He's also dealing with some health issues, so prayers up for him. Hopefully get all that sorted out. I think it's like they were saying respiratory, but I was hearing blood clot issues like Chris Bosh, but hopefully he's doing good. But bro, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think off about this? Do you think you're gonna miss Siakam, or you're gonna? How you feel about this? Before I get into it.
I was gonna say you're probably like the better analyst.
I'll dive into it just now. What do you think?
All right. From a fan perspective, bro, like it's kind of sad to see Siakam go. Only because have you seen that picture of like it's like with the Raps, it's like with Norman Powell, and it's like you just see like everyone that got traded. And it's like no one is left from that team now.
I think the only person left is like Chris Boucher, but he's like
I think he was on the bench at that time. Yeah, so like all those stars are gone, bro. Like it's kind of crazy when you look at it. Yeah. You know, like seeing that picture, like it was slowly fade. Team, like it was slowly fade, and it's like, you see, it's like Siakam was the last one. I think Van Vliet was like, and then OG as well. Everyone.
When OG got traded, it was just Siakam.
Yeah,
in the
just Siakam,
and I was like,
now
it's a
gone.
matter of time.
So like as a fan, it's kind of like it hurts to see because at the same time, bro, that is the roster that got us our championship, and who knows, we may never see another championship again. So gotta give shout outs to those players, bro, because at the end of the day, they took our franchise from nothing to something.
We got lucky. A lot of people don't see championships for their franchise,
but it was time. But to be honest, like it was time. Like they had to make a move somewhere because like it wasn't happening with this team. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, like right off the bat, like hold on, let me just move in. Like, but right off the bat, like I was kind of a little bit underwhelmed because I feel like we could have got more value for Siakam. But then again, it's like after my initial reactions and my initial thoughts, because I was like very hyped up. I'm like, okay, like this is all we got. We didn't get one of their prospects. Like the Pacers have a lot of good young players like Mathurin and things like that, and like we didn't get any of those guys. Like Bruce Brown's looking up, two other guards or whatever. And it's just like I was just like, okay, like how we traded an all-star level player, and we didn't get back enough value as I thought we should have. But then again, I looked at it after I got over that initial kind of reaction, and I'm like, okay, we gotta realize Siakam was on the last year of his contract. Yeah. So he was an unrestricted free agent. That means he could have gone to free agency, tested the waters, whatever. So if he's in last year of his contract, like there's only a certain amount of value we could have got for him, because like you don't know if he's re-signing to the Pacers. A lot of teams don't know if he's coming back, so they'd be scared to trade things for him. But we got 2 first-round picks. We got 3 players. We got the 2026 first-round pick. So getting 3 first-rounders for him and three players is pretty impressive, considering he's on the last year of his contract. They don't know if he's resigning to the Pacers. It's looking like he will, but again, that's not a guarantee. It's just like, expectations are high that he will resign to Indiana, which I think he might eventually, like he will, because he'll have fun playing with Halliburton and Miles Turner. He said today, like weirdly enough, he was like, after Kevin Durant, like Miles Turner is the player I want to play with the most. Such a random statement. Random, it's exactly like a like how do you just wake up one day like, I want to play with Miles Turner? He's like, his game, everything nice. Anyways, but I think this is a W for the Raptors in the long haul, like in the long way. Like they traded. I think I was reading one of the articles. It was by Louis Zatzman, I believe, and he titled it like the Raptors made a trade, not for today, but for tomorrow. And like it's probably the best way to describe this trade, because I don't know if they're gonna move Bruce Brown. I'm hearing they might move Bruce Brown. I'm hearing like today Masai had his press conference and he said we don't plan on keeping all those picks. Like, we plan on moving those picks. So the trades aren't done yet. Their moves aren't done yet. I don't know who else would be on the chopping block. I don't know if they want to trade Boucher, if they want to trade Gary Trent Jr. I don't think they're going to trade their starting center Gakpo because they traded a first-round pick for him last year. So what's the point of giving him up that pick if you're just going to trade him this year? I think they're keeping him. But for the Raptors, at least, the moves aren't done. I love this move for the Pacers because you pair him with Halliburton. The best offense in the NBA just got way better. He's an all-star level talent. So I could see him properly being used now, because before the Raptors were like, we knew they weren't winning the chip. We knew they were barely making the playoffs. If they did make the playoffs, play-in team, like, his talents were getting wasted at a point. He's about to be 30. If he's not, I think he's 29 or 30. He could be used properly on a contending team instead of a team that's going nowhere. So I'm glad he's on the Pacers. His name's gonna get a lot more recognition. Like the returns for the All-Star votes came today. Siakam or PASCAL are not on the votes, like, at all. They haven't got any votes, and it's crazy to think because they have a whole country behind them. So I think being on the Pacers too will help his name get out there. He'll be nodded more for more like all NBA teams. You know, he'll be playing in the playoffs. He'll be contending. It's just overall good for Siakam too. And I was hearing too that the Raptors never planned on extending his contract either. So they were just gonna disrespect him when free agency came. I think literally, if they didn't trade him, I think he would have walked in free agency for free. He would have walked and he would have went to another team, and the Raptors would have shot themselves in the foot. And believe you, I would have never stopped clowning this franchise if that happened. If you let Siakam walk away for free, I would have never stopped clowning this franchise. But because they literally said we didn't want to offer him the money he wanted or go into the luxury tax, and I was like, how are you going to keep disrespecting this guy when he's done so much for your franchise? So thank God they did this.
The thing is, so that's what I was going to ask. If your intention as the Raptors were like, you know, you're not going to re-sign this guy, like last,
why they
probably decided like last year. Like, it's not like we changed the team that much between last year and this year. Do you think like they should have just moved him last? Like, do you think his value would have been just higher last year?
Yeah, 100%. I think they should have. I've been saying this. They should have moved him last year. I said they should have tanked last year. Have your pick, tank for Wemby, and just take a chance, bro. Like, if you land in the top 5, you're still pretty blessed. Like, they should have tanked. They should have traded Siakam, but they want to, like, I guess they want to run it back. I don't know what they were trying. And then I heard in the offseason, the front office wasn't talking to Siakam. They went like no contact. Like, they weren't talking at all. So it's just like, it was just bad, and I'm glad they at least moved him. But
I mean, you got something, obviously. But yeah, like you said, if it's an expiring contract, like there's only so many teams that are gonna take a gamble on a player like that, especially if you don't know what their intentions are. You know,
it's true, because I'm especially with the news I'm hearing about them not wanting to extend him. There was a good chance that Siakam would have just left in free agency.
I mean, bro, look at Kawhi. The man came here, won the ring. Mind you, won the ring, like championship team, and just said, "No, I'm out." Because so like you never know when it is a risk when it comes to that, right? Like,
because like as a player, if you constantly keep hearing your name in trade talks, and they don't trade you, and you're like, "Yo, I'm arguably the star player of one of the star players on this team. I'm the highest scoring player on this team right now, and I'm constantly in trade talks." And like they were thinking about trading him to the Kings, and then the Kings backed out right before the Kings game. So I was just like, yo, you guys aren't doing right by him. I think they at least factored in where he wanted to go.
Yeah. Cause I'd be like, yo, imagine coming to work every day and just hearing like, yo, we're trying to move you.
It's been like 2 to 3 years.
Like,
of
yo,
this,
just 2 years. I'm like, yo, you give it your all. And the fans are like, yo, by the way, we're just trying to trade you real quick. And it's like, yeah, all right, anyways, enjoy your lunch, bro. Like, just every day, am I coming in, putting in work just to hear, yo, we're trying to move this guy, but like, no one wants him right now.
They've been saying to him they want to trade him for literally 2 years now. So he's been hearing this every day. He's been hearing this, bro, which is insane to me. Like, I was surprised that he didn't even like get upset in the first place. He was
the fact that man continue to play, bro. I love that disrespect. Like, man, every day, bro, man's coming like, yeah, you won for us, but like, yo, just know you ain't gonna be here tomorrow, bro.
I'm surprised that he didn't straight up just request a trade. He's like, all right, I'm out. Like, I want to leave. So like, the Raptors are lucky for that. Number one, they're lucky that he didn't request a trade. But honestly, like, they had to do this. It's a monumental trade for the Raptors. It issues in a whole new era for the team. We have the young core of RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and Scotty Barnes, and I love this new look team. Like, yesterday, they slapped the Heat without PASCAL Siakam. They were hitting all their shots. The offense looked amazing. Gary Trent Jr. finally remembered how to play basketball and came alive. Like, this young core, it looks so promising. They just need a few more pieces. They need Scotty to develop into, like, right now he's an all-star level, but he takes that leap into, like, superstar, like, MVP level. Maybe 1 or 2 more years for that. If they can keep growing with this team, RJ Barrett stays playing well consistently. Like, he dropped 26, 20-something against the Heat. Emmanuel quickly keeps up his good level of play. I can honestly see this team getting back to contending properly. Like, we'll have that superstar with Scotty, and we'll have the surrounding pieces with him quickly. RJ, Jakob. If they trade Bruce Brown and whoever else for more pieces, I do trust the Raptors to make those decisions. Even if they keep the first round picks, like, they might be late 20-ish pick, like 20th
I'm curious
picks.
what those picks are gonna be, because honestly, this draft class isn't that. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. But they might be late 20th picks. But again, like, Siakam was a late 20 pick. Like, Fred VanVleet, OG, like, all these guys.
I mean, again, bro, if a man's gonna walk free, it's worth the risk at least. Like,
exactly.
Even if you don't get anything, it's like you didn't lose anything.
Sometimes in the worst drafts too, they said in the worst draft of all time, they found Giannis and Gobert in there.
You never know, bro. You never know.
That's what I'm saying. We could do that, or they can move those picks and they could get who knows what. You know, this is a lot of assets that the Raptors have to work with now. They open up some room salary-wise. So, and they said, again, the moves aren't done. They said the moves aren't done. So expect more moves by the Raptors to be made. Again, I don't know for sure who is on the chopping block.
Who do you think is the next move?
If I have to move someone right now, I would probably move Gary Trent Jr. And that's not because I'm hating him or saying he's a horrible player. It's just like, I feel like right now he's not. Maybe he'll act new because, like, you know, it's been a new like a new kind of type of offense with like Siakam gone. There's less pressure on him. He's working with the starters, and he did drop 25 last night in his starting with the guys. So maybe he plays better. So I think it's either he's being moved. They might move Boucher, like their backup center. So I feel like those two names were to look out for, or Bruce Brown from the Pacers. I'm hearing that they might have long-term plans for him, but if anything, they're gonna ship him like immediately just for value, because he's not a horrible player. It's just because they might be able to flip him into something else. But right now, what they're working with is pretty solid, and it gives me like a new sense of refreshment for the Raptors. Like, we have a new direction. We're actually doing something. We're not just playing to lose. We're not just playing with no direction. So
or at least we're not just playing for the middle, right? Like, you know,
exactly. Like, we're playing for the future now. We're playing for the future.
Like, when they're playing for the middle, it's like, come on, man. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I was like, they're not bad enough to be in the lottery, but they're not good enough to contend. So you need to do something, and they finally did something. Yeah. And I know it was so hard on my side to trade Siakam because I was like his son. But, like, you know, you gotta make decisions like this, and he makes the hard decisions, and it's probably gonna work out long term for the Raptors. Like, I do trust this team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as a whole, who do you think came out better? Do you think the Raptors or Indiana like won this trade, or do you think it was actually like a 50-50 trade?
I'm gonna say I think the pay. I don't know because it's hard to, because the Raptors got so many assets. So I think it's kind of like 50-50. Like, if I had to grade the trade, I'd say like Raptors are like a B+, and then the Pacers are like an A-, A+, like A-, A around there, because they got the All-Star. They got what they need.
They're kind of in like win now mode.
Yeah, because they don't need to worry. They have their generational point guard in Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah. They just got another star. They got Miles Turner. They still have Buddy Hield. Like, their team is gonna be solid, and they have the best offense in the NBA right now, so they don't gotta worry about nothing. And they're hosting our All-Star game, I think, this year.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, bro, that's at the airport.
Bro, speaking of Indiana, fam, the Indiana airport dropped a ball court, bro. All I'm saying, those games are gonna mean way more than any in-season tournament. I don't hear nothing, bro. The All-Star game, they might not even make it out the airport, bro. The arena might be empty because the All-Star game is that airport.
It's the airport, bro.
I'm hearing people are going crazy, but they're like, we're pulling up like 5-6 hours before my flight, bro. Extra like carry-on, fam. Bro, just ready to go.
The flights are about to be smelling like
bro. Imagine like book flights for no reason. You might the amount of people that are gonna try to book layovers in Indiana now to get the runs.
I don't even think though it's in where like customs is. I think it's like once you enter the airport, it's like right there. So you don't even need a book of flight. You can just go there and play.
It gotta be right in the middle. Like, I want man's like missing flights, bro.
Honestly, like
risking the flight because there's like game point. You know what I mean?
If I was the airport, I'd kind of give into it. You know, hire security just in case anything gets out of hand. But let people just have runs at the airport,
bro. It's gonna be serious run, bro. Ain't gonna be no casual run.
This is an NBA size court. That's a regulation size court.
Man's being like, imagine like, bro, you're going 1-on-1, then you hop on the same flight with the guy, bro. And you know that everyone just
someone said 1v1 for the seats. Swap seats with me. Swap seat 1v1.
Say, I want the window seat, bro. Run it right now on the court. Fam, the runs is gonna be generational, bro. They gotta start like a league or something, bro.
Well, as soon as I heard that, I was like, all right, bro. You
Fam,
guys
imagine
know.
like you leave from the airport and then you come back and you
seen-
run like a quick game, just like you won before you left, and you gotta like defend the title now and like the return flight. You know what I'm saying? Like someone calls you out, you gotta go.
They should have done the ISC tournament right there, right there. The Lakers versus Pacers right there.
That's
in
where it
the
matters,
airport.
fam. I'm telling you, like the next in-season tournament gotta be hosted at the airport.
They gotta do it at the airport. You gotta do it at these random locations,
Yes,
like
bro,
the park.
make it mean something.
The park, do it at Rucker Park or something. Like, do it in the middle of nowhere, bro.
Bro, the layovers are gonna be crazy,
Do
bro.
it in like the
Imagine-
slums of like Brazil, bro.
Like I want it, bro. Like let it run in these locations, bro. That's how you bring in the fans. It's about to be the most serious runs you've ever witnessed.
I've seen
in your
so
life,
many
bro.
people talking about this court, and it looks lit.
Hey, bro,
Like-
people are serious, bro. People are ready, bro. I'm out here, and man's like, yo, imagine like I'm about to miss my flight, but it's like, nah, book a next one because like the game's not over, bro. We gotta defend the court.
Run it back.
Imagine
bro.
someone being like, oh,
I
you're
got
scared.
next.
That's why you're hopping on
I
your
got
flight,
next.
bro. Cancel it right there. Right there, we're running it on spot, bro. Like it's gonna be.
It's definitely, bro. It looks fire, but
I
like,
can't wait for it to expand, bro. I need an airport league. Like I want the airport league to expand, bro. I need like New
I signed
York
up
to
for
have
the,
an airport.
the airport rec league.
Bro, imagine New York had a ball court there. Oh my god, bro.
You win the league. You
You
get free
know
flights for a month.
You know in the Last Dance when Jordan was like, yo, they had those like private games.
Yeah.
And he was like, those are some of the best games you'll ever see. I'm telling you, that's what this airport runs are gonna be.
This is straight
generational
real,
talent.
real hoop.
This
people
is
hoopers
ball.
on there.
This is basketball.
This is
bro.
what basketball
When
is at
James
a core.
Naismith invented the sport, this is what
He had this in mind.
This
He's
is
like,
where
one
this
day,
is the pinnacle
one
of the
day
game,
they'll be
bro.
playing this at the Indiana airport, bro.
At the Indiana airport, bro. Everything on the line, bro. That's what I was saying. Man, I can't wait, bro. They gotta run more things.
But yeah, bro, like Pacers taking straight W's. Raptors took a pretty solid W on this trade. I don't really see any two losers on this trade. I'm just excited for the future of the Raptors. I'm excited to see what the Pacers look like with Siakam now. But overall, just W's all around, and like that's pretty much the big news that happened in the NBA today. We'll be covering more as the trade deadline approaches. I know like there's gonna be big moves made. I don't know if the Lakers are gonna do anything. They need to do something, but it just.
Yeah, I just took in, bro. It's like, yeah, like there's other teams. I don't know why I kept focusing on the Raptors because it felt like something was
nobody else has really made
but yeah,
any
like,
big
you're not
moves
hearing,
yet.
I'm not hearing like, bro, I'm waiting for Woj, bro. Woj ain't dropping.
There you go. As soon as Woj mom drops, we'll be here.
Yep.
We'll be covering it. We'll be covering the upcoming boxing fights too. UFC 300 on the horizon soon if they ever figure out what the main event is. But
UFC Toronto, someone give us a card, bro.
We should have pulled up. We should have pulled up in the press conference.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, comment down below if we missed anything, if anything else, and we will see y'all on the next video.
Peace.